All right. Do you see my computer okay? Okay.
If you're good.
Okay. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. We are really excited to share with you on some back to school health tips. So if you are a parent, if you're a teacher, or if you have someone at your home that is a kid that's going to school, then I think that what you'll be learning over the next few minutes will be really helpful for you. So I want to start by sharing how important it is, whether you're a teacher. These are just a couple examples of some of the people that are on our team that are teachers or former teachers. And what we have found as teachers and as parents is the importance of really feeling our best, having optimal energy, having convenient meals that are nourishing and healthy, keeping our immune system strong, keeping our stress down. There's so many things that as teachers and as parents we go throughout our day. And we find that when we feel our best, we can do our best. And so I actually am a former teacher. I taught for about 5 years until I started partnering with Shaklee. And so I just remember before I was on Shaklee, what it was like to be sick and to spend time planning lesson plans for subs. And I remember one time I lost my voice as a teacher, which was extremely hard because you have to teach all day long. And that was very hard to do. But also as a parent now, I've understood the importance of really working to help our family stay healthy. And that doesn't mean that our family never gets sick, but what we've found is that by really working on our gut health, really working to keep our immune system strong, and really working on that foundational health that we'll be talking about tonight, we find that not only do we often recover quicker, but we also manage to not get sick. In fact, my daughter, who was in first grade last year, at the end of the year, I looked at her report card and she missed 0 days of school, which was amazing. And on top of that, I had a picture here of us at their well visits, and I realized we hadn't seen their doctor since their well visit a year ago. And I wanted to share that because for me, I was often sick a lot. Often as a child, I often had strep throat, and even as I got older into high school and college age, every fall I would get sinus infections. And so I know what it's like to be in that boat where you feel like you just can't seem to get out of that sick cycle. So hopefully some of the tips we're going to be sharing for you tonight will really help you have one of your best years yet. So as we think about school and as we prepare and we think about back to school supplies and we think about purchasing, new pair of shoes for your kids and the new outfit, we want to encourage you to also think about what we can do to help prepare for the school year. How can we help prepare for cold and flu season, which, believe it or not, is right around the corner? How can we help prepare for a good night's sleep for our kids, or to have greater focus and concentration, or really to help their brain development, their eye development, heart health? The list goes on. And of course, our number one foundational health, which is gut health as well. So I have Lauren on tonight, who has her background in education as well, and is also a mom of 3, and she's going to be sharing a little bit with us as well.
Yes, thanks, Katie. So we really want to talk about having a really strong foundational health, because we know that as much as it might be wonderful to have some really natural items in our medicine cabinet that can help with, colds or cough or headaches or whatnot. Those things are wonderful and great, and sometimes we need them. However, we really want to help people to not have to reach for those things as often. And so we really want to help people to have a stronger foundational health, because we also know that, maybe for you, your focus tonight is just on trying to help your kids not get sick as often. However, what you're going to find is that when you start to work on one area of your health, you're going to find that it ends up helping other areas as well. And so we believe that everyone has the right to thrive, to live a life of energy and meaning and purpose, because we know that staying healthy, it's not just so you can wear a badge of honor that, your kid missed less school or whatever it might be. Like that is wonderful. But there's so much more to it than that. We know that health affects so many areas of our life. So we're on a mission to change healthcare into WellCare. And so sadly, our country is, they spend the most money in the United States on healthcare, and yet they're ranked number 35 in healthiest nations. And it is so sad how 90% of expenditures are spent in the last 6 months of a person's life. And so we are on a mission to change that, to change healthcare with being sick into WellCare. And with Shaklee, it's really, really nice because when I was introduced to the company, I was in this mindset of really wanting to reduce a lot of toxins in my home. And so I was focusing on my cleaners, my personal care products, and what I was eating. And what was really nice is when I was introduced to Shaklee, along came this company that not only has the purity and the scientific proof, but they actually have so many different product lines. So it's been so nice to find a company that I can trust that helps with my skincare and non-toxic cleaners and even really yummy snacks and nutrition and protein. So that's really nice. And it's proven by people, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this, but there's right now a movement of more than 2 million people who are on a mission to thrive, to not just survive, but to thrive. And it's also proven by science. And so they're proven by the largest study, the Landmark Health Study done by the University of California in Berkeley. And then this Landmark study, it showed that people on Shaklee supplements had better health markers in so many different areas. You can see that not only are 83% lower prescription drug usage and 84% of people reported very good to excellent health, cognitive health, lower risk of dementia, and maintaining good metabolic health. And then here we can see better cardiovascular health, 90% reduced risk of cardiac arrest based on the omega-3 index, healthier levels of C-reactive protein, which is a measure of inflammation in the body, and inflammation can be traced back to a lot of different health diseases and things like that. So this is a lot of different categories showing that Shaklee users had better health markers, which is so important to know that the products you're taking are actually proven to work. And they test above and beyond what is required. They actually go above the U.S. Pharmacopoeia. They have 350 tests against harmful contaminants, so that's heavy metals, pesticides, herbicides. They have 100 plus patents and published scientific papers. And what's really cool too is that a lot of Olympic athletes trust Shaklee, which is a really big deal because they have to be so careful about what they put into their body or their career can be ruined. And so there have been so many people who have trusted Shaklee, and it has helped them in so many ways. And then what is really cool too is that all the products are 100% satisfaction guaranteed. So there's been this really big buzz you might have heard about even before getting on tonight, but it's called the Prove It Challenge. And what this is it's taking a few products and it's making a couple simple changes in your lifestyle. And so this has been something that we have been using and loving in our home for years, and a lot of many other people, they have seen the difference that this can make. And what I love about it is it's simple and it's sustainable. This is not some kind of drastic overhaul that you just can't sustain. So we're going to break down what exactly is in this Prove It Challenge. And when I mentioned before building a strong foundational health, these are some of those things. So you are guaranteed to feel better in 30 days. You'll feel healthier, more energized, more focused, and ready for anything. And we are looking at, this is something that would be for you as parents, because we know what happens is, like I said before, maybe you hopped on here because you were wanting to hear about how to boost your child's immune system, which is great. But you got to remember, if you're not taking care of yourself, then your family will only go so far. And you got to remember too, kids are bringing home all kinds of stuff. It's happening already. And so it's so important that you as a parent take really good care of yourself, because You have a lot of people depending on you. So that cleanse, I'll get back to that, and then we'll have Michelle share her story. It starts with a cleanse, and this is just really simple 7-day jump start. And then it gets into 1 strip and 1 shake a day in addition to a healthy diet. We'll break it down a little bit more, kind of what this looks like. But first, we're going to have Michelle share her story.
Hi guys, my name is Michelle and I am a teacher and a mom. I'm getting ready to go into my 16th year of teaching first grade and really excited for the start of the school year to come. But I was definitely a mom, as I'm sure many of you on tonight are, that, you know, my kids are number one, and I put myself into my classroom, I put myself into my kid, and definitely was not taking care of myself the way I needed to. And as you've heard, and as we know the saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. And that is so true. And once I kind of started investing in myself and investing in my health with Shaklee, the changes in my family was incredible. You know, all of a sudden we were all craving those veggies a little bit more. My daughter just the other day asked me for zoodles, and I was like, well, yeah, absolutely, I'll make you some zoodles. So just that change with myself has really helped my husband and my daughter also. And just my energy, how I feel is incredible. I had surgery about 2 years ago. I had to have emergency surgery to get my gallbladder removed. And after having that surgery, my digestive system just wasn't quite doing what it needed to. My body wasn't producing what it needed to digest food properly. And so I've had to take medicine to help my body digest food properly. And after about 2 or 3 months on the medicine, my doctor told me that this was going to be a lifelong thing. My body should have kind of stepped up and started doing what it needed to without the gallbladder, and it wasn't. So the medicine was just going to be something that I was going to have to take forever. And I kind of accepted that and was okay with it. And I was a little bit reluctant to start Shaklee at first, but thankfully my sponsor and good friend kept telling me how amazing it was, and I tried it, and I'm so glad that I did. I've been doing Shaklee for about 6 months now, and I'm very happy to say that medicine that my doctor said was going to be lifelong, I no longer need. So my body is now doing what it's supposed to, and it's producing everything that it needs to produce food. So again, just, kind of investing in myself and taking care, that self-care has helped my daughter, it's helped me, and I am so excited to go into the school year with my Shaklee products. I've been doing the Prove It Challenge and love my strip and shake. My shake is like my go-to every morning. I love starting my day with it, and there's so many different fun recipes that you can try. And I definitely love my coffee, so I put a little coffee in my shake, the decaf, and it's delicious. Oh, sorry.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michelle. I think it's amazing how, sometimes you don't even realize how you're feeling until you start feeling so much better or so much more amazing and more energized. And especially, I think you said this is your 16th year, but that's just so awesome to be able to, help teachers and more parents to be able to feel better. And I agree. It's an example that we set for our kids. And oftentimes when we start setting that example, or we're having those veggies for a snack, or we're making that big bowl of soup, naturally our kids just want to follow us. And so I think you made such a good point that it starts with us being that example and taking care of us first. And then naturally our kids will want to follow suit. And so Lauren's going to continue sharing a little bit about a little bit more of the specifics with the Prove It Challenge. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Yes. So you kick off with a 7-day cleanse. And so there's a lot of different cleanses out there. So you might be wondering, is this a juice cleanse? Is this a smoothie cleanse? So this is a 7-day whole foods cleanse. So you're designed to graze all day long, and you're really going to be consuming a lot of veggies. We have so many different yummy recipes and some fruits, and you take these really convenient morning packets and then evening packets. And so this is designed to really give your body a gentle reset. So you're going to gently detoxify the things that our body holds on to, and we support like our liver cell function. It's also a great way to kind of retrain your palate. Like if maybe cravings have been something you really struggle with, this is a great way to kind of help you reduce those cravings for unhealthy food and really start incorporating. I love Michelle's story about her daughter because it's so true. My kids were eating, I just did the cleanse last week and I had, roasted some balsamic carrots and they came down from their baths and showers and they were all great, like eating the carrots. This was after dinner. And then, another time my son saw me snacking on veggies and this avocado mash, and he asked for some. And so what's really cool is that as we're doing this for ourselves too, we're also modeling to our kids, and they want to start trying new flavors and new vegetables and things like that. And then in the preliminary study, it showed that the 7-day cleanse helped to improve focus and energy, enhance mood and sleep quality, support detox and healthy digestion, and also jumpstart weight loss and reduce cravings. And so the average person lost a little less than 7 pounds and a little over 1.5 inches around the waist. Okay, this Vitalizer strip. So this is one of my absolute favorite things. So this strip has been a daily must-have for me over the past, I want to say 6 years, I think now. And this strip, what it has in it is it has vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, phytonutrients, omega-3s, and probiotics all in that strip. And so this is based off of 12 clinical studies and that Landmark Health study. And it's there's for women, and it's also a prenatal and great postnatal option. They also have a men's version, and then they also have gold for people who are over 50. And then this Vitalizer strip. So this is an image of all the things that you would need to eat in a day to get what is inside of that Vitalizer strip. So is the answer then to eat whatever you want, eat all the junk food in the world, and then just take your strip? No, like we really help support you to really incorporate so many delicious whole foods, nutrient-dense foods in your diet. Unfortunately, in this day and age, there's just no such thing as a perfect diet. There's no such thing as, eating perfectly. And sadly, our broccoli today is not as nutrient dense as broccoli was 50 years ago because what has happened in the mineral depletion in our soil. And so it is just so important to supplement. We are under a lot of environmental stresses, a lot of biological stresses and mental stresses. And it is just so important to just take this simple strip one time a day and really help give our body and our brains what it needs. And then what's really important too, when you are looking into, if you're taking supplements of any kind, not only is the purity extremely important, but also the bioavailability, because at best, you might be wasting your money and it's just excreting it all. It's been found to have whole vitamins that has been found in porta potties. It is sadly the case that sometimes people are wasting their money, but then the worst case scenario is that actually some vitamins and supplements can do more harm than good. So Shaklee they have it all. They have the purity and they have the bioavailability. And so the vitamins are designed to dissolve in less than 30 minutes in the stomach and to enhance the absorption of folic acid, which is really important. And then it has that B and C complex. So that's designed to help greater absorption. So over a 12-hour period. And that's really important too, because especially as women, we need those B vitamins. Everyone does, but we deplete them with sugar, caffeine, stress, alcohol, and then those omegas. So those are you're not supposed to get those fishy burping that some you get with some fish oil, and they are ultra pure. They're pharmaceutical grade, triple molecular distilled to be completely pure, and they also contain antioxidants in that fish oil as well. And then that probiotic. So a lot of probiotics can get killed off in your stomach acid. And this is designed to make it all the way down to those lower intestines so that you're really getting the bacteria to get absorbed where it needs to be. It should not be breaking down in your stomach.
So why Life Shake? I think this is, if you were to ask me, what are my top favorite products, it would definitely be the Vitalizer Strip and then the Life Shake. The Life Shake comes in a variety of flavors: vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, or cafe latte. I love it because there's 0 grams of added sugar, 20 grams of plant protein. You have a good source of fiber, omegas. It's vegan, non-GMO, dairy-free. And I have just found that as a parent, I need something that's going to be quick in the morning, but still very nutritious for my kids and myself. And I know for my boy who
Stacey asked I was on the Zoom, I totally forgot.
tends to be a little bit pickier, I love that I can start his day with a Life Shake and know that it's helping fill in the gaps when he fights me on other health foods throughout the day. And it's delicious. It's very satisfying, and it helps with your muscle mass. This has been a big part of my weight loss journey, has been being able to do these Life Shakes. I've now lost about 34 pounds with Shaklee. And this has been a huge part of that. It helps to burn fat. It helps improve your metabolism. It helps reduce cravings. I have found that when I'm having that healthy, sustainable plant protein, I'm not craving things like I once did. I know I used to have like a bagel or cereal in the morning, which are quick, right? But 30 minutes later, it doesn't really leave me satisfied and doesn't really leave me feeling really good in energy, and also makes me feel bloated. And so it just really helps overall with just really starting my day in such a great way. And so as we think about getting started on the Prove It Challenge, what's great is that really to remember that this is guaranteed to help your family feel amazing in 30 days, or you can completely get your money back. And as we think about the Prove It Challenge, we think about our younger kids and our older kids, because we know how important that is to be helping our kids build up that healthy foundation. So as we accept the Prove It Challenge, we can also help our children accept the Prove It Challenge. So where do we start? Again, as Lauren talked about, as Michelle talked about, it's really starting with that foundational health that you want to build with your kids. And so we recommend our multivitamin, we recommend our vitamin C, and then that probiotic as well for kids. And then if you want to add what's called Prove It Plus, you can add in the Mighty Smarts or the Omegas. We have on the left is our chewable, and then on the right are vitamins that you can swallow. And so for my son, he takes the chewable, and then my daughter's able to swallow, so she takes the vitamins that help her that you can swallow, which is our Vitally, our sustained release vitamin C, our probiotic, and then our omegas as well. And they also do that daily Life Shake. So as we think about immunity, especially as we head into cold and flu season, I always have these products on hand to really help boost their immune system. So part of that is those Incredivites that we were talking about. They have vitamins and minerals. If you look at kids' vitamins, a lot of kids' vitamins only have vitamins. They actually lack minerals. And so what's really unique about Shaklee's is that they have both, but they also contain lactoferrin, which really helps boost your immune system and keep your immune system strong. It's also found naturally in breast milk, and breast milk is obviously very packed full of nutrition, also really good for your immune system as well. Chewable C, we all know that vitamin C really helps protect our immune system. So that's something that I take every day, my kids take every day. And then as Lauren shared, 80% of our immune system is in the gut. And so our kids can take those probiotics as we take them as well. And then on top of that, we really recommend having some immunity boosters on hand, especially when you start to feel that tickle come on. So that might be our Vitalize Immunity, which is our Vitalize Immunity, is similar to Airborne or Emergency, but without any of that artificial junk that's in Airborne or Emergency. So it's a great immunity booster drink. Defend and Resist is great to have on hand as well. Nutriferon and garlic, these all really help. Garlic is antiviral, antibacterial, and antifungal. And then also we can't forget to wash our hands with hand wash, especially as we come home from school or we come home from the grocery store and we're out and about. And then our great germ off wipes that Cecilia is holding as well. Those are going to actually help kill and disinfect better than life. And then as we think about parents and as we think about teachers, these are a few favorites. Stress Relief Complex helps relax the body and the mind. This is one of my favorite products because it really helps you to be able to blunt cortisol. So again, as we go back to, if one of your goals is weight loss, this can really help with that, because that blunting of that cortisol response, whenever we have a rush of cortisol, it actually signals to our body to hold on to fat, and mostly fat around our waist. And so a lot of people have found that by adding that in can also help them aid in their weight loss journey as well. Our energizing tea and our energy chews, these are great natural energy boosters, which are really good because, you know, as a parent and as a teacher, sometimes we need that extra boost. I remember in the afternoon when I would be teaching classes, I just sometimes needed that little pick me up. And these are a great way of getting some great energy sources and great amino acids in our body, and without that crash that you sometimes have afterwards with caffeine. As we talk about kids' nutrition, I think it's so important that we also talk about making sure that what we put in their lunches is going to really help fuel their bodies. And so these are just a couple examples, but really I'm mindful of making sure there's a healthy source of protein, making sure there's vegetables, fruit, and then some sort of healthy fat, or maybe even like a healthy treat of some sort. And I know for us, one of the things that my kids love are energy bites, where we use our plant protein and we make these delicious energy bites or energy bars, which if you're wanting the recipe for that, feel free to reach out to the person who invited you and they can get you the recipe for those. But, you know, the other thing I started doing recently, you can see in the upper left-hand corner is that yellow vitamin, and that's a B vitamin. And I started recently adding a B vitamin to my daughter's lunch, because after school I was picking her up and she was a little bit grumpy and tired, as kids often can be. And I'll tell you, this is the second day I've done it, and I have noticed a big difference in her energy level and her mood when I've been picking her up. And so she now asks for her yellow vitamin, but again, because we're depleted so often.
A B complex and Grace's.
Okay, sorry. Because we're so often depleted from B vitamins throughout the day, kids go through the same things we do. So stress, no kids are having alcohol, so hopefully not. So, but stress, caffeine, and, you know, sugar, different things that kids have throughout their day, or maybe they're anxious. And so those are all reasons why kids oftentimes will need those B vitamins, which really help fuel our body. So Shaklee is proven to help people thrive, as Lauren talked about. And so I just want to mention that if you're watching this tonight and you're wanting to get started, we have a really simple way of being able to earn while you share these amazing products with other people. And so as you take that Prove It challenge, and as you feel amazing in 30 days, a lot of times naturally, you're going to want to share that with other people. And as you share that with other people, you can actually be rewarded along the way. Or perhaps you're ready to get started and you already have a spouse or a neighbor or a friend in mind that you'd want to do this journey with. And we just encourage you to reach out to the person who invited you so you can learn a little bit more about what it might look like. Our team is actually filled with lots and lots of teachers and lots of parents. And so it fits very naturally with teachers and with parents because it's very flexible and it fits into our lifestyle. And it really works to help other people, which is a big part of what teachers love to do and parents as well. And so tonight, we just want to thank you for joining us on the Back to School event. And I want to open it up now to any questions that you might have, or anything that maybe I perhaps left out, Lauren. I don't know if there was anything, but feel free to ask any questions either in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself. And thank you guys so much for joining us. Oh, thanks, Crystal. Thanks, Tara. No questions?